B-roll. It's something that I need to get better at, because if you watched the last video, you would have seen me say, I'm going to just collect B-roll. And then I kind of got home and I realized something. I don't really know how to take B-roll footage. Turns out it's a lot harder than just going out and filming a bunch of stuff. So I'm using today as an excuse to visit my friend Wild. And we're gonna roam around the city. I'm gonna help him out with his content. And we're gonna talk a little bit about B-roll footage.
B-roll.
B-roll, yeah, B-roll. Like, it's so hard. Like, it's unintentionally just really hard. You just don't know the amount of shots that you need.
Yeah, and you don't know what you're trying to set up as well sometimes. If you don't think it through and plan it beforehand, you can't just make it up on the fly.
No, that's exactly it. So, like, I found that, like, I wanted tram shots in my last one. I wanted to demonstrate that I was, you know, traveling to a place. I was like, oh, okay, I'll just get a couple of shots of trams.
Yeah.
I ended up with like 30 shots, the same shot every single time. And I was like, I've got this. Why did I take 20 more of the same thing? So now it's become there needs to be a consideration of just like, okay, I need people getting on and off the tram.
Yeah.
I need the tram coming into frame. I need, you know, tapping the my key, as that sort of thing. It's like, it's all that type of level of consideration that, you know, you need to put into B-roll.
Exactly.
And like, it just comes down to planning, and it's just like, it's crazy the amount of planning you need to do. I don't get it. I'm trying to do this so that when PAX rolls around, I have an idea of what I want to do on the day, because like planning a couple of shoots with people, and I'm finding scheduling is the biggest thing. God. And I'm just like, so everything needs to be laid out.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, okay, I need this. If I've got somebody for 10 minutes, I've only got them for 10 minutes.
Oh my goodness, absolutely. And with PAX just around the corner, there's so much content that needs to be made by so many different creators at the same time. So you can't be mucking around. You can't be wasting any second of anyone's time. You're a gent. I like to hear it.
So tell me, you're a big coffee buff.
Oh my, I mean, I'm not very buff, but I do like coffee, let me tell you. No, I love it. I mean, I recently got into it. So in October last year, I bought my first espresso machine. Oh, baby. And so I started off with all the science, getting the grind size right and the taste. But I've always been in love with cafes and what they bring, you know, they bring people together, they get people around a meal and they have great conversation.
It's a vibe, isn't it?
It's a vibe. Oh my goodness.
Get some warm lighting in there.
Yeah, a couple of fake and real plant mix. You won't know the difference, but I love it. I've been recently getting really into it, but especially now, like latte art. Yeah. I spent like 4 hours on the
latte art.
Oh, I can. Shop right here.
What do you go for?
Okay, so I go for two. So if I make something too foamy, because you like, look, you can go in with all the best intentions, but sometimes you have to adapt. So I go in, if it's too foamy, we do a tulip, which is 3 and then a quick line down the middle.
I think that's the one I see the most of.
That's the one you see the most of, because it's the most forgiving. And then I also do like rosettas and stuff, which is where you do like the little wiggle and then it kind of looks like a leaf as you go through, or a fern. But then you've got like the roasts. So there's a light roast, which is, you know, not roasted for very long and it has a lot of fruity taste to it. A dark roast, which is a bit more of your common espresso sort of style. Obviously, you know, a different level, but like, you know, which is a bit more bitter, a bit more dark, and it also is a bit more of the coffee taste. And then you have a medium roast as well, which is somewhere in between. So usually an espresso is a dark medium roast usually, and then a pour over is a light roast, which, I mean, if you're getting fancy, you're in the light roast territory. I'm not quite there yet, but we'll get there. Yeah, it's just about preference, right? Ultimately.
So my preference.
Oh no.
My preference
Yeah.
is a Nescafe satchel, like a little satchel.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's got the milk already in there.
Oh, yeah.
It's like the powdered milk already in there. Yeah. It's a caramel latte.
Oh, it's quite the vibe I'm hearing. Oh my God. You've set me up. You've set me up for this. Oh my God.
I think if I had a fancy espresso machine, I think like one of the rules would be to throw out anything else I've got.
That's exactly right. I mean, I started with all that stuff, right? I think we all do. It's a hobby at the end of the day, right? And for me, it's about connection. Like, I'm not a great cook, but I'm very good at coffee. And so it's the way that I bring my friends and family together. It's like, hey, come over, I'll make you a sick brew. You know?
Nice.
But no, I love it.
Well, so the reason we're talking about coffee is because B-roll.
Yeah.
And you might think like, why are we talking about B-roll? It's like, okay, well, we're talking about a subject. So it's just like, okay, show that subject.
Absolutely.
So if editor Elliott has done his job properly, while we were talking about that, the audience, you guys over there, and you need to know this too.
Yeah.
He should have done his job properly and spliced in some images of coffee.
Yep.
You know, maybe that little Nescafe satchel.
Oh,
I might actually ask you to send me some footage of
I will.
Some of the art that you can do, because
I will.
I really want to see that.
Yeah. So do I.
But
sometimes it needs to be a bit better. I might work a little harder on that one for you.
I'm keen for a coffee now. So
I
do you
agree.
reckon we should do a little smooth transition of walking to a cafe?
Absolutely, let's do it.
Walking to a cafe, getting a coffee, and then just drinking a coffee.
Let's go.
All right, let's
Make it happen.
I'm still not perfect at B-roll, I'll be perfectly honest about that. Even though I said earlier that you need to come prepared for this stuff. Life happens. I got sick earlier this week, and that was my day to plan out what I'm doing. So I came here with half a plan, and I got the shots that I wanted, and so now it's just about experiencing life. And we're here in a wonderful park at the moment, and it's just really cool. There's people playing volleyball or something. They're doing something over there. I don't know what they're doing. But like, it's really cool just to sort of see life happen around you. Oh my gosh. All right, let's try this. Let's try this again. Okay, I've really enjoyed my day today with Wild, just hanging out, talking shop, and helping him film his content. He's been helping me film my content. It's been really, that's the big experience that I wanted to get from today. I know we're here talking about B-roll footage and stuff like that, and cafes and coffee, and what I really wanted to get from today was out of the house. That's what I wanted to get out of. I make content primarily streaming on Twitch, so I don't get out of the house a lot. Between the last vlog I did and this one, that's a month and a half. It's been that's a long time. I planned as much as I could, right? So there's a couple of shots that I'm really happy with, and those were the sort of tram shots, getting on it, tapping. You would have seen that already. I've missed stuff. I'll be perfectly honest. I've missed stuff. I'm not gonna have perfect B-roll just by making one video on it. This is a learning endeavor. This is an excuse for me to go out and learn how to do B-roll and use my camera better, because I'm still fairly new with this camera as well. Ultimately, it's just a learning experience, and if I'm better at the end of this video than I was at the start of this video, that's a win in my book. So a lot of us are afraid of just failure. If we kind of look at, if we take a step back, it's like, well, no, I've learned a little bit more than I knew previously. That's a win, right? Whether this video, people watch it or not, doesn't matter. At the end of the day, I've learned a new skill, and that's what I wanted to achieve with this. The metrics or whatever. But I think going forward, there is definitely an element of just like, okay, I need to be a little bit more planned ahead in advance. Maybe don't wait until a couple of days before the shoot to have it planned out. Maybe try and set that time a little bit ahead. So just go out and try it. Just learn something. If you're better at it than you were at the start of the day, that's all that matters. All right. Enjoy the rest of your day, everybody. Bye.